I am Andie Magcalas. Most of my students or relatives or friends call me Teacher Andie. I'm currently a head teacher in the Urban School of Children for Children in Addition Hills. And I'm also working part-time in an Life Club. I'm not sure if you've heard it, but it's also where we teach a lot of kids or even grown-ups or teenagers about pickleball. During my senior high school days, I was deciding on what to take. So I was really confused because I didn't know what I liked or didn't like. So randomly, one day, I just asked my friends, guys, what career do you think I look like? So they were like, you know what, ever since I met you, like, you look like a teacher talaga, you really love kids. It really made me think na, oh nga na, like, maybe this is something that I want to pursue. So that's why I chose ECE. And then as for UA&P, I knew that it was something that they're really good at when it comes to ECE, not just because of the program, but also of the amenities. For example, the CDE Center, it's a laboratory school for those who are applying to ECE and UA&P. So that really caught my attention because you don't really find a lot of universities who have that kind of benefit. Actually, it was a bit of a roller coaster. I feel like because we're also the batch that experienced the pandemic. So I think that was 2 years with online class. So you can't imagine teaching kids online pa and also learning how to teach kids online. So aside from the academic aspect, I really wanted my university life to be very proactive. So in terms of not just be excelling in academics, but also my extracurricular activities. So there, I was able to join different orgs. So I joined the women's volleyball team. I also joined Merch, Faros, yay Faros. I also joined Peer. Yeah, I really wanted to really be proactive in terms of not just within my program or my course, but also as UA&P as a whole. One of the groups of people that really helped me along the way is really my batchmates. So I'm not sure if you know, but ECE is a close-knit course. So in our batch, we were only 7. Tapos, it even decreased. So we were 4 na lang towards the end. And we really bonded with each other. So even up until today, when we're with different jobs na, different schools, we still come together and talk and, discuss about the struggles of being a teacher and even the joys of being a teacher. And then aside from that, of course, the people that I've met in my orgs. So when it comes to my constants right now, there are some people who I've met in the orgs, which I'm really close to. We have monthly catch-ups, check-ins. So I really appreciate that. And I think another group of people that I really appreciated were really my profs. So some of the profs that I can just, talk to them casually and not just really in a professional way. I think that's the kind of teacher also I really want to be in the future. So I really look up to them and they really helped me along the way. Actually, during that time, I was really debating on, marketing. So IMC, and then ECE, and then HCD. Oh, so different. But yeah, so I really wanted, like what I said a while ago, I think what really pushed me for ECE is really my passion and my love for kids and for teaching. And I think that's what really opened my eyes to see that this is where I want to be. And when looking at it in a long-term run, I was thinking that what is a career that would make me feel fulfilled towards the end of my life? So, end of my life, grabe naman yun. But then towards the end, long-term. So I was thinking about that. And for me, I really believe that teaching is a long-term thing that you have to, or career, that you really have to pour your heart out to. And I think that's something that I really wanted. Now, it's not something that just because I like it, I want to do it. But it's more on, I want to help people. I want to help kids. So that's what really pushed me to go to ECE. When it comes to the program here in UA&P of ECE, it started at first with more theoretical aspect. So honestly, at first, I was like, why do we have to think about all of these? Why do you have to memorize all of these? And then I was like, when are we going to the teaching part? So it was really confusing for me because I didn't know yet the purpose of it all. But I think, thinking about it now, it's what really built the foundation to what kind of teacher I am right now. So when it comes to the theoretical side, it's really important to know why we're doing things in teaching. So you always have to go back to why. So more on intentionality is what is being, I guess, taught to us ECE students. And then aside from that, one of the things that I really liked about the practical side of it is really more on the experience. I know that we had the pandemic phase, so it was really interesting for me to see that, oh, how about, what if this happened again in the future? You know, not a lot of teachers would really have the opportunity to teach online again in the future. So it's really interesting how we were able to do that during my year. It was hard, but it was a learning experience for sure. And then also, like what I said, the laboratory school, which is CDE, I think it's really the edge of the ECE program in UA&P because you don't have a lot of universities that have that kind of benefit. And it's really where you go into the classrooms and really teach and meet students. And you also get to learn from teachers who already have experience. So I think that's one of the things that I really loved about our program. So we had to make a science fair for kids. And, you know, science fair, online class, they don't mesh well, especially with kids. So I remember me and my batchmates and I, we were 4, and we were very confused, very overwhelmed, very anxious about what will happen. Because a lot of things can go wrong online, right? But then this was the first time also that we met kids online. So when the day happened, we were able to meet the kids, and all of those, I guess, lingering questions or thoughts just went away. And I was really just focused on getting to know the kids, talking to them, asking how they were. I wasn't really pondering about, for example, what activities we're supposed to do, if we're on time with the schedule. So I think that really opened my eyes to see that, you know, sometimes when it comes to teaching, you don't just really have to think about what you should do. It's more on the connection that you build with the kids. So with that, when that happened, I was really happy to see then that the kids enjoyed. And actually, at the end of our science fair, before we left, we were saying goodbye to the kids. And then one of the kids said, "Teacher Andie, I love you." And that was the first time I met that kid. So for me, that was my first kind of reassurance na, oh my God, my goodness, I'm like such a good teacher. Joke lang. But then it's more on I really love what I'm doing and I want to keep on continuing doing this. And then the second one would be during my on-site years, finally. So this was my internship my practicum stage in CDE. So I had to take care of a class because one of our head teachers, she was in labor. So I had to take care of the class by myself. And of course, as a practicumer, I was like, what am I gonna do? What is this? What is this new world I'm in? And then it was so chaotic. And then I think one of the things that really helped me was really to push through. Now, why am I doing these things? And it was really a learning experience because every day I would cry or be overwhelmed. But then looking at it now, it's I feel like I'm ready for any kind of circumstance moving forward to where I am. Play is universal, or play is the universal language of kids. And I think I really translated that to my work now, that when it comes to our daily routine, we always focus on play, because play is really where the kids get to interact with each other, also learn new concepts that they can't learn inside the classroom or can't learn directly from the teacher. So that's one of the things that I really stand by. And then aside from that is really another saying that we say in ECE is that all children are equal. So when it comes to this, you really have to think about that you shouldn't have favorites, or you shouldn't just do one instruction for one child. It really varies depending on how the child is growing, the pacing, and all that. So I think these little mottos in the ECE course, I think it's really what stuck to me the most because, of course, they're easy to remember, but also it's hard to practice. And when it comes to experience, it really comes with just reminding yourself of these mottos. And then aside from this, like what I've mentioned a while ago, just really the openness to certain challenges that you might face. So when it comes to different circumstances like online or you were moved to a different level, or you interact with a certain student who has some difficulties or experiencing some challenges, you really are able to adapt. And that's what I really learned from the ECE program of UA&P. I think always going back to why that you are doing these things and really going back to the lessons that you've gathered all the way. And also, I think reaching out to the right people that, for example, if I have certain problems within my career right now, I always look for my batchmates who are also experience the same things, or even profs sometimes. I also message them like how I can be of a better teacher moving forward. So there.